The last few days of the month look the same for nearly every scaling business in the UAE. HR is chasing down attendance, operations is sending in late overtime changes, finance needs final numbers, and someone inevitably spots a mismatched bank detail from a last-minute email. When attendance, contracts, and banking details sit in separate files or disconnected software, your teams stop working from one version of the truth. A simple monthly payment cycle becomes a chain of fragile manual dependencies. This quadrant chart plots operational complexity against compliance risk. As you scale, your risk profile changes. Small startups sit safely in the bottom left, but asset-heavy firms push into the top right, where managing manual variables creates immense operational exposure. Manual processing survives only when headcount is low and variables are zero. Scaling safely in the UAE requires a single, unified environment to prevent your monthly payroll from becoming a company-wide stress test. Standard HR software can calculate an employee's salary down to the exact fills, but numerical accuracy does not guarantee legal compliance. If your calculated data does not perfectly mirror official government records, you are exposed. The Ministry of Human Resources and Emiratization treats payroll as a strictly validated compliance workflow. The central bank and MoHRE jointly review your submissions. You cannot treat wage protection system file generation as a casual reporting layer. This diagram breaks down the salary information file into two components, the employee details record and the salary control record. Flawless math won't save you if an outdated 14-digit labor card number or poorly typed 9-digit routing code triggers an instant batch rejection. A single incomplete field delays company-wide paydays and triggers automated MoHRE fines of up to 5,000 dirhams per violation, often leading to immediate work permit blocks. Implementing a compliant UAE ERP is a rigorous payroll control project that begins with a mandatory master data audit. This requires heavy upfront labor. Your HR and finance teams must freeze legacy operations and manually verify every IBAN, every contract term, and every single branch assignment against official documents. By filtering out these inconsistencies now, you resolve the exact errors that trigger ministry rejections well before your new system processes a single dirham. The trade-off is straightforward. You accept a slower rollout and allocate significant administrative hours today to build an unbreakable data foundation for tomorrow. If you skip this step and migrate weak, disconnected spreadsheets into a brand new ERP, you will only succeed in generating cleaner-looking mistakes at a much faster rate. This flowchart maps the Hinawi ERP data journey. Approved data flows from the master files straight into accounting. Before WPS file generation, the Hinawi engine runs automated pre-validation, physically catching missing IBANs and blocking inconsistent codes before the file is created. To make this work, you must configure your specific company logic, overtime rules, deduction policies, and leave calculations directly into the ERP's architecture. This requires operational discipline. Last-minute salary changes negotiated in an email thread are entirely blocked. Every edit must flow through a rigid digital approval trail within the software. Integrated automation enforces the internal discipline required to generate perfectly compliant files on every run. A capable system solves problems for finance and operations, taking the burden of labor cost allocation entirely out of HR's hands. In a contracting company, labor costs must be pushed into exact bill of quantities categories for specific sites. Management needs to see the true, real-time profitability of the job. Real estate groups deal with entirely different variables, requiring the system to handle complex commission structures, leave settlements, and multiple branch-level approvals simultaneously. With a properly configured ERP, these payroll postings hit the ledger, branch accounts, and specific cost centers immediately. Finance bypasses the grueling month-end manual reconstruction entirely. For asset-heavy firms, payroll operates as a direct accounting and operational stress test. It cannot safely float outside your core business software. Before you delete your old spreadsheets, there is one final, mandatory, and critical hurdle you must face: the parallel payroll test. Your team must run the old manual process side by side with the new Hinawi ERP process for at least one full monthly cycle. This creates friction. Your payroll department will carry a double workload for a few weeks to maintain both tracks. This dual run is non-negotiable. It proves mathematical accuracy and builds absolute trust across management, finance, and HR before you flip the switch. Time is running out for manual workarounds. The compliance landscape in the UAE is tightening, and the margin for error is shrinking rapidly. Projected 2026 upgrades to the wage protection system will enable direct real-time integration between Moray and financial institutions. This structural shift will automatically flag prepayment inaccuracies. If your IBANs and contract master data are misaligned, the system will catch it instantly, removing your ability to fix errors after the fact. Future regulations shift the focus from simple payment completion to pre-transaction data accuracy. If you operate a single location with fewer than 15 employees and zero variable pay, standard software and manual checking remain completely viable options. But if you run multi-branch operations, manage garage shift allowances, track real estate commissions, or enforce manufacturing attendance, you have outgrown spreadsheets. Review this scorecard. Hinawi ERP handles bilingual daily operations, maintains your VAT readiness, and completely automates UAE-specific WPS file requirements within a single, locally developed environment. Upgrading to Hinawi ERP trades upfront integration effort for a permanent operational firewall, protecting compliance and unifying your data for safe, scalable growth.